Hello, everyone.
Hi, people.
Can you
They're
hear
back.
me? I've been having some technical issues with my audio. So if you can hear me, please let me know. It would be nice to hear if you can hear me, because that was like, Papa, can you hear me? And I'm not singing it because I am not paying Barbara Streisand that much money. So, but anyhow. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello.
What was that? Was that me?
Is what you?
I heard your voice echoing in the background. Hello, everybody. I'm like, wait, what? I don't know what that was. I closed out all the windows and it's gone. So.
Okay, I'm still waiting to see if the notice popped. Did the notice pop? Well, we're live. We've got some people here. Benny Loco was here and TarotStache welcomed. Roman Biscotti. Tangi is here. Hello, Tangi. She's listening whilst cleaning.
Nice, nice.
And
always good to have good conversation going while you're doing something boring. It's boring to me.
Yeah. Simon is here. Hello, Simon. Okay, I just got my notice that popped up, so people will.
Hi, Simon.
So, Lady Knight of Avalon, Maria is here, and I'm going to get to the end of the welcomes, and then I have a nice little announcement because, you know, it's cool that way. I like to taunt people. You figure that out, right, Chris? I taunt people. You do.
But you do it in the nicest of ways.
Well, thank you. There's, you know, there's
and the sneakiest. So
there are choices. So Kristen Louise is here. Hello.
Hey, Kristen.
Kim Moon Whisperer is here. Hello. Bluebell Oracle Glinda is here. So lovely to see you. Maria likes the purple. Is that actually purple, Chris, or is it gray?
It is actually purple today. Yes.
It's purple. Very nice.
This is still a black hat, but I don't know. It always shows up a little purplish. People think I have a purple hat and a purple shirt on.
There you go.
It is purple.
At least you coordinate, Chris. This is a good thing. Thank you. People can hear me. Robin is here. Hello, Robin. Good to see you.
Robin.
Pepper Jackie is here. Hello. Sandra is here of the Whispering Well, and I watched your video, Sandra, about some of your antique box collection, and I may shoot a video because I like wooden boxes, and I may actually shoot a video with that. So, but yeah,
I'm always discovering more obsessions tarot people have in common. There's the knitting, there's the paper, stationery, pens, watercolor, books, and magic tools.
Magic tools, you know, and it's like, you know, there you go. It's magic tool talk in action. Somebody called us gorgeous bastards. So,
any Chris. Handsome Chris.
Handsome Chris. And we also have a question. Chris, where's your stash? And Gerald, where's your hat?
I have a little tiny mustache. Actually, when I trim, I trim this all the way down as far as it will go because it gets so itchy. I can't handle it. But my first attempt at facial hair was a little mustache in high school. It did not look good on me. I was just telling someone the other day that not everybody can pull off a mustache.
Yeah.
But Gerald has a hat. But he does have a hat. I don't have a mustache, but he has a hat. There we go.
I have a hat. So anyhow, yes. Cool, Sandra. You know, I could also do a live with that. Lives are really easy where I show off my boxes and have you as a guest, Sandra. Robin is asking, Chris, is there any update on the Chaos Magic group?
No update. No update. I'm just trying to make sure I'm mentally prepared before I launch that because it's going to take a lot of my time. And but it's coming. It's coming. And I may change the from chaos magic to just like practical magic because I think a lot more people are doing chaos magic. They just don't know it, and that word throws a lot of people off for what even the whole thing is. So, but yeah, it's still coming, and probably much sooner than later. So,
Okay, you heard it here,
it has been pronounced on Gerald's live, so it's gonna happen.
There you go. I made Chris laugh so much he coughed. You laughed the Rona into me. You do not disappoint. Well, okay.
Uh,
So anyhow, yes, it is an interesting hat. I really like this hat. And you know, I don't know if you saw yesterday, but you know, my hands have shrunk when I wear this hat. So, you know, my hands are small, and it's the small hands to work on the mustache.
Yeah, there you go. It's perfect for the mustache. There we go.
So, and Bluebell Oracle, Glinda said, I'm never mentally prepared for anything. So.
Wait, I try to be, and then it's usually something else that knocks me out of the whack. So.
Yeah.
Is Glinda from Texas? Is that her Bluebell? Is that where she got her Bluebell name?
I don't know.
Oh, we'll have to ask her. Bluebell, Glinda, Bluebell Oracle. Is your name Bluebell because of Texas in some way?
Some people like the hands and some people don't. Richie does not like the hands. And he sent me a video clip from a dinner scene from Scary Movie 2 with one of the characters with a small hand, and it was creepy. Oh, Bluebell Oracle Glinda.
Scotland. Like, is she saying that she's from Scotland, or that the name Bluebell is associated with Scotland? I think I asked her if she was from Texas, so she said Scotland. So, yeah. Thistles in Scotland. I mean, they have other flowers too, but
yeah. That is a really, really good point, Robin. This hat seems perfect for the long stash sessions. So you have to watch
black hat sessions.
Yeah, long stash. So you need to pay attention to that. So,
what was your announcement, though? Did you already say it and I missed it somehow?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
That's a long tease.
Yes. Justin Michael's here, and he's enjoying the purple, my man. Take my
Justin.
strong hand. Justin is here. Thank you, Robin. I do too. So, long stash. Yeah, Richie and I are doing something together. So anyhow, so I'm gonna take this hat off because it's a little warm. So, but do you see the apple?
Oh yeah, I was wondering what was on the side. That is cute. Where did you get the hat? That's felt. That's like actual felt too, isn't it?
It is felt, and
nice.
I got online, and I've forgotten the name of the company, and I have one that is also a rainbow hat. So, and the rainbow.
Maybe we should have a hat episode.
We could.
I mean, this is actually my magic hat. So.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know that else, Chris. We could talk about magic attire. I'm ready.
Oh, that would be fun. That would, yeah.
Okay.
Jot that down real quick. You of the long memory.
So yeah, before we started, Chris and I were actually chatting about the next section, and you know, basically I have a whole bunch of notes about different so, you know. Oh, Did Richard come in? Oh,
it is a
God.
great thing. It is a great thing that you have the notes.
Yes, yes. So Richie is here. Hello, Richie. Sorry about the tiny hands. I have put them away. Yes, it is an apple decoration. And okay, so yeah. Well, this is true. You say Long Man Tarot 3 times and suddenly Long Man Tarot, boom, it's there. So my lovely announcement is, and I just confirmed this yesterday, my casual on Monday is with Lady Knight of Avalon, Maria. So here, I'm gonna embiggen me for a second because I want people to see this. Monday. So everybody, please like and subscribe because we're going to Maria. I had an opportunity to meet Maria through Tangi, and there's a great little connection there. So we're gonna learn a little bit about Maria. So I'm looking forward to it. And Maria said, looking forward to it. I was actually thrilled that she said yes. I just get thrilled when anybody says yes to be on my channel. It's like, woohoo. Hashtag tiny hands are life. The hands are away. The hands are down. Hi, Susie. Glad to have you here.
Susie Gemini, another fellow Gemini.
Yeah. So I want to remind everybody this, and Richie is, hello, Tarot Lovelies, and I hope you're recuperating, and because you had a couple of glasses of wine from yesterday's live. So, so this episode of Magic Tool Talk is about chalices. And there I have created a playlist on my channel called hashtag Magic Tool Talk, because this series has, Chris, I don't know about you, but I really enjoy the interaction that we have, and we've had a guest on with us, but the chat is just really very exciting and wonderful questions.
Yeah. One of the things we had talked about when we were kicking this idea around is that we all do things a little bit differently, but it's like professional chefs getting together. And every time we have one of these sessions, I learn something from you. I learn stuff from people in the chat. I've started using a couple of things in a little different ways. So that I like this, the cross-pollination thing that I love about all of this.
Yeah.
And to see just the different ways that people might think of or use or come about a tool or something in a different way, or just, it always ends up just being about how we do magic. So I love learning about how other people do their stuff. I learn something all the time.
Yeah. I do. Okay. That audio is weird for me, but it looks like some of the video is lagging, so sorry about that. And some slacker named Beneficial Tarot is here. And
Bashful Ben, or wait, Blushing Ben. That's what I called him. Blushing Ben.
Well, I can say also that Ben, can I make the announcement about tomorrow? You have to say yes in the chat for me to be able to do that. So, yeah, I know it's only Tuesday. Are we breaking the internet? So, and Ben, Blushing Ben says, I'm loving your hat.
Thanks. Another fellow Gemini. Geminis are in the house tonight. Y'all watch out.
Really? Okay. Wow. Okay, so he said I can announce it. So on Beneficial Tarot, so you need to like and subscribe and smash the like and all that stuff. But Ben is starting a series called Court in the Act, and it's going to be with Ben, Longman Tarot, and myself. So we are going to be doing a series of stuff called Court in the Act. So you need to go to his channel and like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, people. If you don't, I will get the tiny hands out and we will do a complete flip through using tiny hands. So.
We'll do some dream magic with the tiny hands and send them after all the people that don't like and subscribe.
Oh my God.
I will say I've already signed up for the notification for that, so hopefully I will be reminded.
Well, good.
And you won't send that. You won't send the tiny hands after me.
I won't send the tiny hands after you. And Ben was late, so he missed the hat. So he'll have to wait for it from on TarotStache. So, but anyhow, yeah. One of the mods should post a link. Oh, yeah, I have mods.
I was like, wait, what's a mod?
Anyhow, court in the act, the legal aspects of tarot? No, it's even better.
Something to do with the court.
And then Robin follows it up with the jury's still out on that one. Oh. And I love that. Hold me closer, tiny hands. Hander. So, and Maria is a Gemini in Real Sky Astrology.
What's Real Sky Astrology? Do you know what that means?
I don't.
Is it like opposed to fake sky? Or is it like a name of... we'll need her to explain that.
Tune in Monday, and Maria will explain it. So, okay. So we're talking about chalices. And everybody is welcome to participate. You're welcome to, and we encourage you to do a VR using hashtag Magic Tool Talk. You can add chalices behind it. And in the description are the questions that we're going to be answering. So
I haven't seen any. There haven't been any VRs yet, have there?
I have not seen any, and if I've missed
that was one of the things I was most excited about when we were talking about this thing. So, you people, somebody needs to get on it.
Wait a minute. Do that again, but I'm going to solo layout you. You people.
You people. Somebody better get on it.
Well, I will tell you, I'm thinking about doing something toward the winter. I'm calling it a wandathon. And I'm making.
Are you sure you want to call it that?
Yes, I am sure I want to call it a wandathon. But the idea is that people who are willing to show us their wands, do a video of their wands, short video. We could link those up, and we could actually create a series in which we start, let's say, at your channel, and then it links to somebody else's channel, and then somebody else's channel, and somebody else's channel. So I don't know what exactly, a wandathon or a wand train or something like that. So,
YouTube world, you heard it. Gerald is requesting videos of your wands for the wandathon.
I will post something about this, so it's not just crazy anyhow. All right, so let's get to the magic tool talk. What is a chalice and its general purpose, Chris, for you?
I always forget when we're doing these questions. Is there a follow-up question for magical purposes? Or are we just talking, or we usually include those together?
We usually include them together.
Okay, all right, yeah. So for just practical purposes, a chalice is, well, when I say chalice, I think of something a little more ornate, metal, glass, or something. But a vessel to hold water or wine or some other kind of liquid. Mm-hmm. Magically, two things. So again, this goes sort of to use, but symbolically, magically, cups and chalices usually represent the female, the womb, the uterus, the female genitalia, the female aspect holding the water, which is feminine, the sea, the ocean, or the wine, which is the blood. Yeah, so symbolically, for me at least, very strong female goddess associations. And then for like magical purpose and use, for me is usually just to hold the special drink or wine or whatever we're using for ritual, or to use as offering itself, or both. Okay. So I might pour a libation, but then that also might be my blessing cup for myself as well. Or sometimes I might have two, but yeah. So.
Awesome. I want to encourage people to answer this question in the chat. So what is a chalice, and how do you use it in your private practice and its general purpose in your practice? So I agree with you, Chris. A chalice is some sort of a vessel that holds a liquid. So, and Maria said it's 22:22 here. And its general purpose in my practice is it represents the goddess. It is symbolically, it is the other parts of the athame for the symbolic great rite, which is the union of the masculine and feminine, or the goddess and God. So, and so I also think about, and tell me if I'm getting too detailed.
This is what we do.
There you go. That's the representation. And in my coven, the chalice is a ritual. It belongs to the coven, and it's something that we make together. I'm not going to go into the details, but we use that during our celebrations. So, I love the fact that it holds the water of life.
Yeah.
And Susie said an offering, uses a chalice for an offering. Tangi said, to me, a chalice is currently something that is collecting dust and taking up space, LOL. Amber is here. Hello, yeah. Hi, Amber. I was thinking about you today. Box up the chalices. Aw, don't do that. So I just walked in the door and I'm popping in. Thank you. We're talking about chalices today, so magic tools. Do you ever start with a wand or an athame? I think Chris just answered my question. Yes, actually. Yes, yes, simple, and I think we'll get through that a little bit more. But yes, it is part of different rituals and things. So, yep, surprise. Yeah, everybody's saying hi to Lavender Moon. So, okay, Tangi is packing up kitchen items at the moment. So, anything else you want to use and talk about with its general purpose, Chris?
I don't know. I feel like maybe there's something obvious I'm like forgetting. Like, I don't know. But I think for me, when I start showing my individual items, I'll be talking about their use. Because one of the things I mentioned to Gerald before coming on today is that before I started going around and picking up my chalice cup things, I was thinking I might have 2 or 3 to show.
Yeah.
Because I've collected sticks and wands and crap forever and make brooms, and But I actually discovered that unlike the brooms and the wands and the staves, that cups are actually part of my main practice now. And I had quite a few that are actually items that I'm using daily or monthly or seasonally. So they're like my most used. So I had a few more to show than I thought I would, which is kind of cool. And one of the reasons I love doing this, learn new things.
Yeah, I like that. MA said, interested to hear this because I've never used chalice in my practice. So, so Chris, what? Oh, wait a minute. I have another banner. What elements or elements do you associate primarily with chalices?
Water, and that's the West for me. When it comes to cauldrons, and we're going to talk briefly about those. Cauldrons for me are primarily West, but I also kind of think of cauldrons as like earth, but like fire in the earth, like it's deep fire, earthy iron. It's so that one kind of swaps out for me a little bit. And that's the only time I think that I would associate a chalice or cup like thing with something other than water for me.
Okay. To answer your question, Robin, we already have it on the list. We were just talking about that today. So, yeah, definitely water. I associate it with water primarily, and all thing and cups, and I also associate it with all things West related. So I put it West. So for me, it's goddess, it's intuition, it's healing. So Tangi's getting back to organizing. So, and Antoinette is here. Hello, Antoinette. So, bye, Amber. So I really look at it as all things West, and especially when it comes to chalices, it really is that intuition and that healing, and love. I also associate it with the holiday of Mabon because that's in the wheel of the year. West is Mabon for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's also sunset.
Sunset.
It's when the world is starting to, slow down a bit, and so I do that as well. And so there's that. So, okay, so let's look. So
I love that you brought in the seasonal associations. I don't remember what yours were for the other tools, but it's another one of those things that hangs me up on sometimes like tarot associations and stuff, which, wands and swords are always, well, they get mixed up. But it's interesting that chalices almost, or I don't know of many people in any other systems that use it for something other than water, or at least other than water primarily. But I love your seasonal associations because I do my elemental associations are directional and seasonal. So my perfect, I guess, image for the sort of energy that the chalice would bring is looking at a sunset over an ocean. To me, that captures
that's pretty
sort of the, it's the dying time of the day, it's the dying time of the year. You're crossing over the ocean to the other side, to the womb of the mother. So that's, I don't know, just every time I've thought of the chalice, like that's just the image in my head. West, sunset, over the ocean.
Yeah. There are some tarot decks that will use chalices instead of cups. I've also seen shells referred to.
Yeah. To me, those are all still very watery, though sort of usually somehow associated with cup-like things.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes when they do funky suits, they can get carried away.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, yeah. So to answer your question earlier, Chris, Athame East, Wand South, Cups West, Brooms North, or Pentacles North. So,
So
Susie said
Pentacles.
cauldrons feeding my spell. And Amber also said, I agree with cauldrons. I always used fire magic cauldrons. And I like to do that as well. So, but
Yeah, I think directionally cauldron for me is a center. So it can hold water, it can hold fire, it can be on the fire. They're usually made of iron, so that's very earthy. But then maybe it's more like maybe spirit is the element for me with cauldrons. I don't know.
could be. Well, and hold that thought to our cauldron magic tool talk. We can do that. Robin said, if I drink,
keep me on track.
Yeah, Robin said, if I drink rainwater out of an acorn cap, might that be considered a fey chalice? Absolutely.
In oak, ash, and thorn, the cup suit is acorn caps.
Yeah. Well, the chalice itself can be swords, air. What it fills is water. The water comes from the earth, and heat, the sun, is fire to warm the water. Absolutely. I think the Church Catholic association that has not drawn me to use one. Oh, so that's why the cup. Yeah, I understand.
Get it.
I understand.
Catholics don't have a monopoly on that symbol. But when you get into the Grail legends, I mean, the pagan and Christian stuff's all mixed up beautifully together anyway. So
yeah. Welcome back, Simon. Well, and I think, and tarot trainee here is, I believe, Danielle. Hello, Danielle. Well, and one thing that's important is, I'm sort of going to jump ahead, but with this idea of chalices, there's always a sense of sharing.
yeah.
You know, sharing the drink, sharing the beverage, and you know, at the Last Supper, there's the sharing of the wine, and in many rituals in which I partake, there's either cakes and ale, there's the celebration or the fellowship, and so chalices are an important part of that, especially if while you are doing your working, you infuse what you will be consuming with the energy that you have built up during your ritual. So yeah, Pepper Jackie's community. So
I mean, the word is in communion, communal.
Yep.
Yeah. You share cups, you exchange coins, you kill and poke things with swords, and you beat them with wands. So they're coins and cups in playing cards is considered the warm suits because you share them and you exchange them, and wands hearts and what did I say? Diamonds are the warm suits because coins and cups you exchange, and the black suits, spades and clubs, you poke or beat things with. You push people away, so they're the cold suits.
So what can you substitute if you don't have a chalice? And notice I'm using the air quotes. The chalice. What could you substitute? Robin already said he could drink rainwater out of an acorn cap, which I would completely agree with.
If I happen to not have anything to hold water in, my go-to for a chalice for ritual purposes would be a big shell, like a big cup shell. In fact, in my my training year for the coven that I was in originally, when I was doing my sort of deep work with the goddess, I was doing a dark moon ritual out on the beach by myself and found like after the end of the ritual, going home, this beautiful, giant, perfect shell. And I don't know what happened to it because I actually used to use that in ritual. And then when I was doing my work for the Horned God, this gorgeous old barnacled, dried up staff staying with forked things on it washed up on the shore that day. And, you know, sometimes your tools are magical when they come to you already. I don't have either one of those items anymore, which is interesting.
Oh, okay. Well, and I think I am a person who, if I don't have it, a shell works nice. I have this, which is a
Oh, that's lovely.
stainless steel thing. I use it for, you know, putting actually earth and water in as cleansing, which, stay tuned, that's also on the list of topics for Magic Tool Talk. And some people wouldn't, you know, a chalice is probably something that has, you know, a bowl and then a stem. But I also have used these. These are little juice glasses, and I use them for, this could be, definitely could be a travel altar, but these were part of my altars that I had at work because we'll be talking about that too. So.
Did you use water in all four? Were those for the quarters? Did they all have water, or did one have a candle? Like, what were you doing with them? I want to know because I know they're color coded.
They are color coded. I'm not at liberty to discuss exactly what I was doing with them, but these were used as chalices because I had the other elements represented in different form.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but so we had a lot of people who were popping in, and Robin said I might invest in a magic ladle to use as a chalice, particularly in magical soup. I like that.
That sounds like a fairy tale waiting to happen. I'm sure there has to be a magical ladle somewhere.
Oh yeah. Antoinette said, to me, chalices are cups, water, rain, and emotions. Yes. A glass jar works beautifully. Kristen Louise asked, you have a drinking horn behind you, don't you, Chris?
I didn't take that one down. Oh, crap. Speaking of vessels, my Coca-Cola, my real magic juice just spilled. I didn't take that one down, but I have a smaller one that I use mainly for ritual because those antlers are prone to just falling off, and I didn't want to mess with it. But that's a drinking horn, but at the end, it will also unscrew and actually use that for shamanic calls, or especially in my Nordic rituals to do calls to open the gates. And that thing sounds, it's actually very big.
Nice.
Can't see it from there, but yeah, it's pretty big. But yeah, sounds amazing. It will wake the dead, and that's what it's supposed to do in rituals. So,
Robin also used your cupped hands.
Yeah, I was gonna say what your hand is a cup. Well, like we said, your finger is a wand. Your teeth cut things.
Yeah. Tony is sharing pearls, shells, glass, mug, cauldron, and blue water symbol. Yes. And River Rocks. Jackie said bowl, cup, open imagination. Yeah. I don't know if it would be healthy to use an empty conch shell as a chalice, especially if I don't know. It's like if you're using crystals or anything like that, you have to be careful that they're not water soluble because you don't want to drink them.
Conch shell should be fine. What you're saying about the stones is very, very good. I don't think a lot of people know that. Like, don't drink out of malachite anything. Like, you know, Victorians used to have bathtubs made out of it. The shells. a shell like that would probably be fine. But I mean, even in the aquarium trade, you can't just like plop shells into your tank because they will disintegrate. The calcium will come out. But with the conch shell, you would have to clean it really, 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 really well because it's got the curls that go all the way deep in there. And then even if you got it clean, I wouldn't trust it like a week later. You'd have to like clean it. Who knows what's going to get? I'm imagining spider webs and spiders and I don't know.
Yeah. Danielle, sure. I was inspired by Simon's little sample to find my own. I discovered I have my baby cup that was also my mom's. It matched my grandmother's silver collection. It is a perfect representation. Boy, that really is, especially from the females, the female ancestors. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's a baby cup too. Like that gets straight to the whole motherhood womb birthing from the ocean thing. And I mean that already has magic. That we've talked before. What's the difference between a magic tool and a magical tool? And a magical tool, I think we just came to describe as something that you make magic, that you consecrate. And then some items are already magical when they come to you. That one already is infused with energy. You can just, you plug straight into it. I love that. That's very special. Very special.
Yes, I agree. I was mixing my colored glass chalices with color magic. And Robin also likes that. And MA says I have a collection of ladles and are delightful for magical purposes.
Okay, because I read that and I thought it said ladies, and I was like, well, I wish I had a collection of ladies ready for delightful magical purposes.
Chris, lean in closer. I'm gonna have the little hand smack you.
I can't see.
Okay. I love all the items Chris has behind him, says Blushing Ben.
We're gonna do an altar episode soon, so we'll get to see those up close.
Yep. Pepper Jackie said shot glasses. Yes.
I've used those many times. Yep.
Yeah.
For ritual purposes.
Yeah. Malachite is very toxic, said Susie. Boil the conch shell. So, yeah, double dipping into the ancestor magic for that. So I think that's great. I have a Robin says I have a silver baby cup I got from a flea market. Is there any way for me to clear and consecrate it of its previous owner's energy? Yes. And there's lots of different ways to do that. We have a consecration and cleansing topic on the list of things to do. One great way to do it, and I'll just throw this out, if you can get some salt, you could put it in salt. Just put it in a box of salt for a while or fill it with salt. Don't make it salt water, but just fill it with salt, and that would take care of it. So
I was gonna just like say the same thing. I just throw some salt on it. Yeah. That's what I do. I don't make a big fuss about it because protection and cleansing and clearing magic is just, it's not hard. And I think a lot of people like, I don't know. It's just like, this is our realm and we get to declare things that are ours. And that's, but yeah. So if it's anything like this, that's metal, I actually just put it under I clean it really good just with soap and water. And then while it's wet, I will sprinkle some salt over it. And then I wash it out. I wash it immediately so the salt doesn't hurt it. But then as I'm washing it, I'm sort of energetically clearing and cleansing it. But yeah. So,
yeah, and you have
salt.
You have to be careful that what you're using does not remove the silver. So
yeah. That's why I do it and then wash it off immediately. If it's something that shouldn't get wet at all, then I might set it on a tray of salt or in a box of salt, like you said, or something. But
so Chris, let's tell, because we're at 45 minutes.
All right, all right.
Respectful of everyone's time.
So I thought I would just start with the things that I use most and go from there. So I have things that I use daily, monthly, quarter, well, seasonally, the 8 seasons or the 8 holidays. And then I have things that I might use more infrequently. So that's how I'm going to just categorize it all here. So,
And while I pull them out, question: consecration or blessing an item for magical use. Would I be correct to assume covens have different ways of doing this?
yeah. Each magician's going to have 5 different ways themselves. So yes.
It depends upon, it can depend, Tony, that is a great question because it depends upon the tool, the time of the year, the intended purpose. So yes, you got it. So, all right. So whip it out, Chris. Show
All right.
I'm going to
so
you.
This is my most used chalice or bowl. You can see that it's got a nice green patina in it. It's pristinely clean, but I use it, put water in it every single day. So it's got a nice, lovely green patina. But this is one of the 3 items on my altar that's part of my hallows, which represents my core cosmology for magic purposes. So this is one of 3 items that I use daily. This represents the water, holds the water. The well in my cosmology is the well, which is the underworld, the ocean, the sea. The bowl that goes on the right looks just like this, holds some sand, and that's where I'll light my candle to represent the upper world and sky country and all the lights and the fire from the sky, the upper world. And then in the center is a smaller little one that I place incense. And so I will light the candle from my Bridget candle as an offering to the upper world because the candle will burn down. I'll fill the bowl with clean fresh water every day as an offering and representation of the sea and the underworld. And then I will light the incense as a offering to and representation of the tree of life. And as it burns down, as life does, it's not, it's sending up its energy, but that represents the earth realm. So it's in the middle. So we have the upper world, the lower world, and then the middle world, and offerings for all 3 that also represent the things that they are. So this is my most used. I used it every night. I do an oblation to my ancestors, to all of my beloved dead, elders of place, elders of practice, to the gods and spirits that I work with, that I know, that I don't know. So I recreate the universe every night, and this is one of those items that I do that with, and make offerings to the 3 realms that way. So it's a very powerful devotional item for me.
And just with anything, Chris, the more you use it, the more energy that is built.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons, like with the patina, and I was going to mention this today too because I wanted to ask you. I clean them well. This might have milk or beer or wine, whatever in it. This is going to be cleaned very well, but I never polish or do anything extra to these items. And some of them will say, depending on what it is, but I mean, when they build up patina, it's part of me on its own, so
it's part of
I let them grow into whatever they are becoming. Just make sure they're clean.
Right. One of the things that I do in my daily practice is I have on my daily altar, I have a chalice, and I actually have 4 chalices that are hand blown glass, and one that is not. But every season I swap out the I swap out the glass to go with, or the chalice to go with the season. And so currently is this chalice. It's my southern chalice. So it is a chalice of fire, so to speak. But it is still a chalice. So So on the day of the holiday, so on the 22nd, a week from Wednesday, when the equinox is for me, I am going to be changing to my my West chalice, which is this one.
Those are both gorgeous. And so I'm assuming you have an east and a south, or no, that was south. You have a north and an east too.
Yes. Do you want to see them?
Absolutely. Those are gorgeous. Where did you get those? I love hand blown or hand blown glass. Is that the word?
Yeah. Hand blown glass.
Yeah.
I got them at a local place. So and then this is my north.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Yeah. Wow. And you put what do you put in them on your do you put anything in them on your altar or just when you're using it?
In my altar, I will have water in them as well as a candle.
Okay, I was gonna say because those are gonna look gorgeous lit up, but also gorgeous with liquid in them too. So
yes.
You might have to send me some pictures of that.
And then this is my East cup, my East chalice.
I like that. It's so pretty. Yeah, all those. I love glass art.
Yeah, I'm still looking for one that would be appropriate for as center. But in the meantime, I use one that I purchased at a store because it called out to me, and it's this.
Oh, that's pretty.
It has silver on the inside, and it looks gold on the outside.
It has that mercury glass effect. I like it on the inside. Yeah.
So I do that, and okay. Okay, Robin is thinking about using, singing, drinking out of singing bowls. I would sort of be careful about that, and
I would say I would look up to see what liquids might react with it quickly. You wouldn't want to use those, but if you're just using it for a few minutes to pour something in and then drink, probably safe. I wouldn't let anything like stay in it. Brass will tarnish really fast for one thing, unless it's just clear water. But I don't know how safe that is. I wouldn't leave anything in it.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I really like those chalices. They're very important to me. So.
And where did you say you got them?
I got them at a conservatory where they have glass blowing near me, and they make them on site. And it just makes me ridiculously happy that there's really just one step between me and the artist. Well, two steps. So, and sometimes they pick me, sometimes I pick them, because like for this one, you can see the swirls, so it looks like glass. It looks like fire.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, those have to be stunning when you've got them doing their thing.
Yeah. Robin said he puts M&Ms in them, Chris. So
I'm sure that would probably be okay. Just don't melt them.
yeah. So okay, what other chalices would you like to share?
All right, so my next most used one is this one. It's like an elk or a stag. And his antlers are actually holding the cup. The cup, like you could take this out and it would, I can't, but I'm saying that like it's a singular piece. So his antlers are actually holding the cup, which I think is just fantastic.
Yeah.
This became our coven chalice. It was given to me by one of my coven mates for Yule as a Yule gift. But it is now I use it for my monthly moon vigil for the full moon. And I have told that story. I'm not going to go into the whole story, but I was in a really bad mental and emotional place a few years ago after my breakdown and stuff, and had a really bad night, and just like the whole universe was toxic to me, and I just needed some physical, mental, emotional, spiritual healing, and that's all I could ask for. I didn't know what I actually needed. I just knew I needed some help. And I saw a shooting star. I mean, there's a whole story. But that night, I dreamt that the Bridget, or a white lady that I've seen before at different periods of my life, she just came down out of the stars and out of the moon and said, "Take this chalice and fill it with water and put it under the moon every full moon and sit out there and then drink it." So that's what I do. And the first time I did it, I let the water sit, under the moonlight, and I did some card readings with the moon. I would flip through the cards, and when the moon would come out of the shadow and light on them, I would stop. So I literally let the moon pick my cards for me. But when I picked it up to drink it, I won't go into everything, but I could feel stuff happening as it just, right. And I drank it all in one gulp. It felt like my cells were just absorbing all of it. Cold, clear moonlight water. But as I was emptying the cup to my head, and again, a shooting star had started all this the first night. As I was drinking the last drop, another shooting star came down right as I was drinking it. So it's almost like it was coming into the cup, but it was like right there in front of me again. So this is my second most used. The other one is daily. This one is monthly. I always, it's no complicated ritual, but she told me to do that, and I did it, and I do it, and I think it helps me stay. It helps my well-being. I've had some very interesting nights. My little simple moon vigil.
I think, and not actually done a video of that. I think I would encourage you to consider doing that, Chris, because it feels to me like there's somebody out there who needs to know about this, especially at the equinox. So please consider doing that. Robin,
my first ever video on my channel, I talk about it. It's one of the reasons it's so long. I talk about it, but yeah, that's a good idea, actually, just to do a little standalone video, because it's a mental health story as much as a magic story. So
yeah. Bye, Glenda. Susie, maybe. Robin asked if there is a difference between a chalice and a goblet. According to the dictionary, a goblet is a drinking glass with a foot and a stem, and a chalice is a large cup or goblet typically used for drinking wine. So they can be the same thing.
Chalice sounds like a Latin influence, and goblet sounds straight up Anglo-Saxon to me.
Yeah. So,
goblet.
I have a pair to share, and then because we're almost at an hour. But these are a pair of chalices that I purchased that we considered using for our wedding. And we are not using them for our wedding. And this has got a design on it that it's very hard to see, but it's
I see it.
4 different elements represented. And then one that says "Blessed be," and but in my coven we use crystal goblets or crystal chalices, and we have purchased. We went and found crystal chalices to use at our wedding. So, and we'll be beautifying those. So,
Cool.
Yeah. Do you have one more you want to show before we start?
I have a couple more I can just go through real quick. So, is Chris still here? Chris, Elemental Cartomancy, still here? This is a traditional Scottish bowl called if he's here, I'm going to be embarrassed. A quake or quaish? I'm not sure. It's Quaich. The original ones were hand carved of wood, and before that, they were actually shells. This is a usually a wedding gift. You would hold it, and for the person, it's a sign of communing. But I use this as my fairy offering bowl out by my fairy oak, and have used it for nature offerings before that. So it's usually holding milk. This is actually stays on my altar, and this would be offerings during the Sabbats, late times of the year when I do like a big altar sort of devotion. Kristen's still here. This is my actual drinking horn. When I do Norse rituals or working with Norse deities, I'll use this. The one up there, I don't drink out of. That one's just for calling, but this one is really cool. You do a bloat with these. So is one of the rituals you would drink from. You could make a libation, but it's actually a drinking ceremony where everyone passes it around and you talk and you say things while you have the horn and you pass it around, but it's an offering.
Yeah. Kristen is still here.
Hey, Kristen.
So
this is our old coven chalice. Someone mentioned that their chalice was gathering. This one has just been on a shelf.
Yeah.
And then I got my cauldron, but maybe we'll save that for the cauldron talk.
Yes, let's save that.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, those are nice. And so you were surprised at actually how often you use a chalice or a cup.
Yeah, because as we've talked before, my Wiccan practice was heavily influenced by having the 4 directional elements and the tools for those. But through ADF and then now whatever the heck is I do now, it's not so much elementally based. So I didn't even realize like I'm using chalice items so much more now because I'm making offerings and I'm, lots of offerings. So
yeah.
And then my cauldron work is very central to my practice now. And I do my daily things. I do land spirit offerings. I do my moon thing. This one I just consecrated last night to fill with water because I'm taking a necromancy and cartomancy class. And I like to read my cards on a tray while I'm sitting on my couch. And these are little offering cups for water. I've got them all around. But this is not going to go on a tray very well and spill over my cards. This one's very sturdy. So that's a brand new one.
Chris, that leads us to our next question is do you consecrate or dedicate your tools? And yes, I do consecrate them and dedicate them at the same time. And I do that to all 5 of the elements. And I in particular like to do that dedication at Mabon or the autumnal equinox, because that's for me in my practice when the chalice comes into play. So what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the answer is yes every time we ask this. But my cleansing consecration, I do all that at the same time too. Again, I don't make a big deal out of it unless I feel like there's a need to make a big deal out of it. So for most of my other items, I will clean them physically and then energetically, and then consecrate them. I just set them aside for spiritual magic use, take them out of everyday use. But like my cauldron, which we'll talk about later, I did a much longer cleansing and consecration process. I wanted it to be in the 3 realms because that's what I'm using it for, is to open a portal to the 3 realms when I use it. So central again to my practice now. And so I cleaned and cleansed it in fire first. I built a big fire with my Bridget candle. So it was a magical fire, put the cauldron in it, that's how you clean old iron anyway, and let it just burn in the fire all night till it's in the ashes the next morning. It actually rained even, which is even better. Then I took that to my special place at Big Lagoon and buried it in the sand there to let it soak up the earth. It was a little weird to leave my thing there for a few days, but I did it anyway.
Yeah.
Then I went back and dug it up, and then so that was earth, fire, upper world, middle world, and then I cleansed all the sand and the salt and everything off in the bayou at Big Lagoon for the water, and then brought it home, then cleaned it again and baked it off, prepared it for actual use. But that was a long consecration process for that. I wanted it to be a part of the three realms. So
yeah. But you also jumped into and answered, do you cleanse your tools? So
yeah. So I think I've already kind of covered that. I give them a good cleaning, and then energetic cleansing, and then the consecration. And I might usually use oil or something for that, whatever. It's just not complicated. But afterward, I can't keep going. I think you add more cards every time.
Well, I might do that, but Neem deserves it, right? So Neem.
You have definitely added more cards.
Next time I'll do the Neem with my tiny hands.
So I was just saying that once I've done that process, then I just clean them. I don't do like the special care. I don't do anything special to them. But sometimes, if I were to bring this back into use, I would reconsecrate. I would cleanse, reconsecrate, and do everything else again because it has been out of use for so long.
Yeah, and I do cleanse them, and part of what is a practice in our coven is on Ladies' Day or Imbolc. In our coven, we cleanse all of our coven tools and statuary. Yeah. So it's when you do a hardcore refresh of the
spring cleaning.
Yeah, and I do the same thing with all of my private tools, and I do cleanse them that way. I think for me, part of my cleansing and my consecration of them is in the daily use, because when I'm washing them, removing the liquid from them, I do it very intentionally.
Right. So. Reverently, I do almost. Cleaning something is also an offering. Washing Jesus's feet was an offering, So when you're cleaning or cleansing something, that too, your physical labor is a labor of love. That's an offering as well, and that goes in. That helps make it yours.
Yeah. So Zane popped in.
Oh. And did we not? We didn't do any sips today. I'll do a toke.
And then we saw Neem, and Tony was complimenting Zane on his nice sigil videos. I think you should do a Finding Latte one. That's a good thing. That's good. There you go. I like that, Tony. You get 2 points for that. And Tony also asked, do you have a magic box to keep your seasonal items safe?
I have a whole room, so
yeah.
I do have some, like my altar here actually opens up into a cabinet. I have some items I keep in there. I have a chest that I keep items in. But if it's something I'm using frequently, it's just on the altar or around. There's my whole house is full of things that inspire me. So I don't know. My whole room here is my magic box. My house is my magic box.
Yeah. I actually have some shelves with glass doors in front of them. I don't know, are they barrister bookcases? I have 3 of those, and I'm looking at them. And so I put those are for my magical tools that I keep that way, and I rotate things in and out. I do have separate boxes for holiday decor, maybe for an altar or something like that. But when it comes to altars, I do little things. I don't necessarily do a huge thing. And Robin asked, do either of you have any wooden chalices? I do have one wooden chalice, but it's dedicated to something and it's currently working, so I'm not able to show it. So, oh, go ahead. Okay, so ramble for a second, Chris. There's a term that I'm looking for. I'm going to embiggen you.
Oh gosh, as soon as somebody tells me to ramble, I can't. And when you don't, I can. Gosh, I don't know. Give me something to talk about, Gerald. Don't say chalices.
Well, okay. So one thing that you could also look at, I know in specific practices, you create I believe it's called a boveda for your ancestors, where you have cups or chalices on them, and you go through a very specific ritual in order to honor your ancestors with this. And those are they're like chalices.
Yeah, and go ahead.
I was just going to say it's different. I would say many spiritual paths have some representation of the goddess, because the goddess symbol is a triangle with the point down. Excuse me. The water symbol is this. And so, that looks like a chalice. So, yeah, see, there you go. There you go.
It's a vagina and a womb.
Right.
And it holds water.
Gerald and Chris made me do it. I just ordered a wooden chalice from Amazon. Well,
what were you? Sorry, go ahead.
And therefore, you can do a magic tool talk via to chalices. Just use that hashtag and answer the questions. So,
you were talking about making the bovedas and stuff. You will find in a lot of culture. And I didn't show this. I have I don't know, half a dozen of these. I have them in front of my statues for various spirits and deities, and some of them get whiskey, some of them get rum, or whatever, wine or beer or mead I might have on hand. But in almost all cultures, clean water is an offering for the dead and the ancestors, and is always a good offering just for anything. So these get used for offerings, but clear water for the dead, especially. The dead, there's an old saying that the dead are always thirsty. So they are always a good offering of just pure clean water.
Yeah. And that says wooden chalices reminds me of the Indiana Jones film at the end, when there was a room full of chalices, and it's the wooden chalice, which is the correct one.
Yeah, the Grail. We haven't even talked about the Holy Grail. That's old chalice. Cauldron, Grail and gruel all come from the same root word.
Yeah.
Cauldron. But I love that part. It's the humble, everyday chalice that was. All the other ornate ones were gold and silver and crystal, and it was the humble little everyday one that was the real.
And it just goes to show, just to bring this full circle, when we think about magic tools, it's the intention that we have when we use it, and the intention of how we use it, and how we plan to use it, and in that use in our practice, whatever it is, whatever our practice is, when you use something repetitively, you build up that energy around it. So,
or like the baby cup, it comes full of good energy already. So yeah, those things are very precious. That's a treasure. That's a treasure. You're not gonna find anything in a store or a antique store that will pack that much personal punch for her. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I have my Cauldron mug for my tea from Diagon Alley.
Oh, cool.
So, well, thank you everyone for joining us for Magic Tool Talk. Our next Magic Tool Talk is going to be November
2nd. Go vote, and then watch.
Yes. So the next Magic Tool Talk is going to be November 2nd, and we're talking about athames, or how do you say it, Chris?
I say athame.
And I say athame, and both are correct. So
just don't say athame.
Athame. Oh, geez. So, as always, the questions that we use to guide our conversation are in the description notes, and I would encourage people I would encourage you to do your own video response to them using those. And Robin says these tool talks are always too short. Yes. We understand.
Always leave them wanting more.
Always leave them wanting more. But seriously, we have we have lots and lots of pages of other things. So next up, again, November 2nd, we're going to be talking about the athame. And Robin says, athame sounds like a Southern gal.
That's funny because all the people in the South I know say athame. And you and some people that I know have been from the North say it again.
Athame.
Athame, yeah.
So, but it doesn't matter how you pronounce it, just so long.
Blade, just say blade.
Blade, yes, your blade. And I will say on Beneficial Tarot's channel, Court in the Act, Longman Tarot, myself and Ben. Thank you, Ben. I appreciate it. And then next Monday, I have Lady Knight of Avalon on, and we're going to be talking, we're going to be getting to learn about Maria and learn about her journey.
Was she the one with the baby cup? Who was that?
She is not the one with the baby cup. And
okay.
I've forgotten who had the baby cup. So, Chris, I need a hat like yours too, my Gemini friend.
I think we're going to do a whole hat episode. I'm sure Gerald has some amazing, crazy hats.
Well, we could actually do. Did we already write down?
Oh, we were going to do magical attire or something, weren't we?
I'm checking to do this.
Have I said how happy I am that you take notes?
Yes, magic attire. We have that on the list, and so you're welcome, MA. Appreciate it. And Jackie is here. So hi, Jackie. Thank you. And I do appreciate it. So everybody have a wonderful month, because it'll be slightly over a month because of all sorts of things going on. So yeah, wow. Any last words for people, Chris? Anything you want to talk about on your channel?
I haven't done anything on my channel lately, and I need to. That's it. I want to see some VRs to this stuff, though. I do.
Well, Chris, you could do 2 videos. One of them is actually sharing your experience with your chalice, because other people need to hear that. I'm pointing at you. And I'm pointing.
Don't get those small hands out. Don't get those small hands out.
Chris, you have to.
I'm gonna have nightmares now. Gerald coming at me with small hands.
Yeah. But also you could do, if you have other things to share, I'm sure there's people who follow you that don't follow me. You could also promote that as well.
Oh yeah.
To say, hey, we're enjoying this, and if people would like to see specific topics, let us know. And Chris, dude, pop in with a DM spread on Facebook this week. LOL.
Deviant Moon.
Deviant Moon? You
Yeah.
did?
Yeah, I had that and 2. Well, I have a lot of crazy, weird tarots because I love that artwork. But I've had them for years and I never used them. And I figured out perfect uses for them.
Well, and I will put out an
anyway.
invitation for anybody who, if you would like to, if you have some experience with making athames or with athames, or you do anything like that, please contact me, because we would certainly enjoy having someone who has actually created some athames to join us. That would be a great deal of fun. If you have a very nice collection that you would like to share of your blades, that would be wonderful. So, all right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Do all that stuff, and take care. Bye.
Bye, everybody.